Today we're at Hot Rod and Helos in Huntington Beach 2025. We've got Dana and his 66 Chevelle. Dana, tell us a little bit of history and backstory about this Chevelle, how it came about, and just tell us this build.
So, I mean, Nick, as you know, I had a 1970 Chevelle. It was kind of a classic plus. I bought it done. That was like my first leg into this world.
The black one.
After about a year and a half with that one, I was like, I want to build something. I want to do it my way. And a good buddy of ours, Ken Johnson, actually knew that I was looking. And that's when he plugged me in with Tony Army at American Legends Hot Rods. So a little backstory on my 1966. Tony had another client bring it over to his shop. And I got to be honest, it was kind of a... I took the project over, kind of stripped the car back down, had a blank slate. Actually, I don't know if you caught Sean Smith walking around in the background just now, but he helped us out with the renders on this car. Amazing artist. Kind of came up with this really modern concept Chevelle, kind of like just bring it way up to date. So this is kind of like a concept car of the 1966 Chevelle.
So originally the build was in a different direction, and then that owner wanted to part ways with you. You picked it up and wanted to flip it into a different direction. Luckily, it was at a point to where things could be changed, and this is where we're at now with this, with your feelings, with Tony. And let's look at this build. I mean, run us through from front to back. I mean, this thing, what's it running for in a power plant?
So right now I've got a LSX 376, dual throttle body, cross ram, Edelbrock intake. Everything's been massaged. Twin comp turbos, T3 set up in there right now. I'm only pushing like 6 pounds of boost. I'm running on 91. We dynoed it at 550. That setup is absolutely 1,000 horsepower capable, but when I built the car, I really built this in mind to be like a proper driver. So I've got a 4L75, it's a 39-inch, it drives great.
Can we use aggressive driver, not proper? Because this is an aggressive motor.
Yeah, I mean, so the idea to me, like I said, for driver, like street use, like they're not the biggest turbos in the world, but you should see the torque curve on this thing. It's a straight shelf. So it's just always there. It is so much fun on the street.
So you've had a lot of fun driving your previous Chevelle, and that's what you wanted to conquer with this one.
Yeah, the previous one was like a built LS7. It's very big, rap. This thing, those turbos kind of quiet it down just a little bit. It's not the loudest car in the world. Those blow-offs are intoxicating, but this thing definitely puts the power down.
All right, so talk to us about this front end.
So as far as some of this fabrication, the air filters up in the cowl like this, all of this was out of billet. For the grill, it was the original was kind of a chintzier plastic material, obviously custom grill and inserts, the carbon fiber front lip, Dapper headlighting headlights. They had to refabricate the quarters, the fenders up here in order to get the bumper to fit properly. As we keep going around, we've got the AG F420 carbon barrel out 3-piece wheels. I believe we dropped down just a little bit so we could keep the ride height where we wanted it.
What are we?
45, 35, 19 in front.
What are we running for suspension?
We are Ride Tech all around.
So factory chassis that's been modified.
Yeah. Story on that, factory chassis, that was one of the things I inherited when we first picked up the project. It was a box chassis, factory box chassis, back half was narrowed. If I told you there was a roadster shop under there and took you for a ride, you probably wouldn't doubt it. I'm telling you, I had this on the highway yesterday doing about 85 miles an hour, hands off the wheel track, dead straight. It drives better than it should. I think that's just a testament to what American Legends was doing down there. I couldn't be happier with how this thing actually drives and performs.
Let's work around the back before we get into the front. Yeah, go ahead. Talk to me about these doors.
So just kind of like walk down through. The whole idea was like keep the original lines of the car, but clean it all up. So obviously we got rid of the mirrors, we got rid of the handles. It's on solenoid, so poppers, pop it from the key fob, shave the drip rails, sharpen up all the lines, flush mount glass, just modern, clean. Keep the original style of the car, but we got ditch the chrome, everything we could do to try to modernize it. And then when you get to the back of this car, there's a significant amount of time. The last 8 inches of this car was basically entirely chopped off. Quarter's been lowered. It's been stretched. Obviously a lot of bumper fabrication to get that sucked all the way in. The The deck lid had to be modified. All of these corners sharpened, lengthened. Like this is actually
What's that
different.
scratch right over there?
Then we've got this light kit in the rear of the car.
I got your big bike, don't worry.
So this was really cool. This was a little bit of combination between Tony at American Legends and Sean Smith. I can't really take a whole lot of credit for this. Tony's really done some really cool light kits. All of this is hand fabricated. This channel that goes running all the way around through here, not 3D printed, hand fabricated out of metal. Then they 3D scan and print it out of resin. So this crazy light kit all through here, all lights up. It's pretty wild to see.
Wow. Yeah, I really like these taillights. I'm a big fan of the 66. 67 is cool, but I really like the front fenders and headlights and taillights of a 66. And these bumpers, man, are tucked nice and tight. Jeez. Jeez. Oh, you're gonna, yeah, light it up. No, key's gotta be on. Nope. There we go. Hit the turn signal. Wow, those are nice. Those are nice. Okay, so let's talk about the inside. You know what? I'm gonna go around to the other side and you can talk from that side.
Pretty simple. Got a little door poppers up in here.
All right. So run me
modified
through all this.
panel. Everything in here is basically black leather, Alcantara suede. Tony did most of this in-house. He's not one for the sewing machine, so that was Stitched Envy down in Phoenix. You know, modern amenities. I like to do some long car cruises, like with the guys for Road to Reno, John Henson's crew. So like, you know, I got my Apple CarPlay, so I can do the long car drives. Have my maps and everything. Dakota Digital, vintage air AC,
Let's check out
power
these gauges.
windows.
Wow.
Shaped and formed all the seats in-house. And then last but not least, I didn't want to do a three-point seatbelt in it because it just doesn't really show well. Like, what's the point of even chopping off and having shoulder height seats if you're going to have that? But I still wanted to put some safety in the car, so we had this harness thrown in. If I damage myself, I can't build any more cars, and you know I've got some stuff in the works.
Okay. Those are clean.
It's just clean. It's simple in here, man.
Wow.
Got this spark wheel.
How long from the time that you took over the build, like as in ownership of the build, how long did it take to get this thing finished?
So let's see. So Tony had the car for about 2 years with the previous owner. I took it over. It was about 18 months to SEMA. And now we've been doing a couple of car shows, a little bit of upgrades here and there in between, just kind of finishing, you know, final oil changes, final bolt checks and stuff like that. But about 2 years since I purchased it from Tony.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, definitely clean interior. I like the color combo. What is this color called?
So we've got a couple different colors. The red on the exterior is a full custom color. It's got like a metallic fleck and a little bit of candy. It's just a custom color.
Sure.
The gray on it is a custom color, but it's Cerakote.
Let's work on our way back out. Up. Let's pop that again. Look at how nice that is. Door poppers.
The last color we got on here is this burnt bronze. Also another Cerakote color. And
So this red or burgundy or whatever you want, that's custom. And then you have all this is Cerakote.
Yeah, it's a titanium and black combo from Cerakote. So you couldn't buy it off the shelf, but you could make it. I think it was two black, one titanium. And that's a burnt bronze from Cerakote as well. Okay. Like I said, this is a driver car, so like even the front bumper I did in Cerakote. The wheels are in Cerakote. This is not that big of a deal if I need to get resprayed. I'm gonna drive it. It's gonna get chips. You know?
So you went into it with the notion of like, hey, it could get the highway chips and whatnot. So you're able to redo any of that at any point.
Yeah, and I'll probably end up PPFing a little bit of carbon around the front, maybe like a bottom body line or something around the sides. But I'm going to be driving this for the road to Reno all the way from Southern California to Hot August nights.
This year.
This year, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's great to be able to go out and drive your vehicle, enjoy it with others, whether it's local stuff or long drives like you're talking about to road to Reno.
I mean, if I'm honest, that's the whole point for me, right? Like we actually just got back from FiTech Spring Nationals, Good Guys show. We got a Builder's Choice Award, and we got a Muscle Machine of the Year contender spot, which I was like blessed to have. And as much fun as all the shows and stuff are, it's networking, it's getting with the community, getting with the people, making relationships, going for cruises. One of the most meaningful moments has probably happened so far. We unloaded the car off the trailer last night. We're stopping by an AutoZone for some last minute stuff. There's 8 kids at a stop sign. Do a burnout, rev it, you know, it's like Tony's in his vet and he lets it rip, you know, same for me. It's like those little kids are gonna turn into hot rodders. Like that, we all started somewhere, right? So like that
inspire that dream.
Exactly. The next generation.
Yeah. So from your other car, your 70 that you had, I mean, what's one thing that stands out in your goals that you achieved from like getting from that car to this car? Like what's talk to me like
it's night and day to be honest. It's a totally different vehicle. I love the Classic Plus kind of originality of the 70 Chevelle that I had. This is just a whole other level. The amount of fabrication that went into this, and like I mentioned before, just the overall drive quality of the car, the power that it's got, like this is just on a whole other level. I was able to kind of put to use some of the stuff that I learned from that first car and put it into this build with a guy who's been doing pro touring cars for 20 years in this industry. You know?
Yeah, you have to start off with something to get your feet wet so you can understand when a builder is trying to explain XXX, I would suggest this, and you have some kind of understanding of like what.
You gotta be humble, you gotta learn, you gotta start somewhere. Like I've only been in this for a couple of years. I've still got all kinds of stuff that I need to learn.
What's your background previous to like with cars, like newer type?
I mean, yeah, most of this stuff was newer. You know, I kind of rolled with a crew that was doing a lot of like the really high-end European stuff, supercar, and I appreciate that. You know, I think there's a place for it, but at the same time, like there's just this visceral experience you get when you're driving one of these resto mods that you can't get from those cars. I grew up watching, you know, Top Gear with Dad, all that kind of stuff, but this is my way to actually live.
Yeah. And how's this thing drive to compare to some of those Euro cars that you've had experience in?
I mean, obviously there's some technology in some of those cars that's just, I mean, it's hard to compete with. But even on a stock chassis that's boxed, when it's done right and the ride tech and your suspension is set up properly, you can get some pretty amazing results. But there's always room for, you know, a speed tech chassis or a roadster shop. Like there are different ways you can elevate it to try to get on that same level. There's something about the experience of driving these that you just can't replace with those, you know, new cars.
Well, as you can see, we're over here having a conversation and people are just walking around the car, having fun. No, you're totally fine. I'm talking about how people are enjoying the car while we're sitting here filming it, which is awesome. I mean,
that's the point.
We've got someone in the background even eyeing it right over the back. I mean, this is a great car, man. Really happy for you. I know we've been discussing Chevelle stuff for the last couple years, and I'm really just stoked for you to actually have this actual reality now, you know, and enjoying it.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. I'm just happy to get it on the road and share it with everyone. Like, in a weird way, like I almost feel like it's not my car. You know, like in some strange way, it's like you're like a custodian of the vehicle. This is where it came from. This is the story of the car. Go out and share it with people.
Yeah.
Who knows if it's mine for forever or mine till tomorrow? I don't know. But yeah. I know I love this industry. I love networking, meeting guys just like yourself. And this probably won't be the last car I bring to the market.
Are we going to see you in July back here in Huntington Beach for the Cruising PCH Chevelles?
Absolutely. There's no way I'm missing the July.
So I'm going to be cruising with you on PCH in my Chevelle with your Chevelle.
Can't wait, man. Wouldn't miss it.
Okay. Well, Dana, I appreciate you taking the time out today. I know there's a lot of people asking you questions and you having to talk to a lot of different people, and you've helped us with walking around your car so we can show the public, the Chevelle community and other, muscle car community, your car. Like I said, I'm really happy for you because we've talked about this car for a long time. I know you had been building it, and now here it is, and you get to show it off. So it's a proud moment. I know this isn't the first place you've been able to show it off, but I'm glad, grateful to be able to see it firsthand myself today.
I'm honored to have the opportunity, man. I'm glad to be able to support you and the channel that you've created, and I think that it's awesome, like what it is that you're doing. So I'm glad to be able to be a part of that and help out.
All right, guys. If you want to follow Dana, where do they follow you?
Instagram and YouTube at Octane Attic Autos. From there, you can follow some of the other vehicles that I've got. Just Octane Attic Autos.
Okay, so go and check him out on Instagram and on YouTube, and you can see what's going on with this car and some of the other builds that he's got going on. And like always, please check out ChevelleFactory on Instagram, Facebook, on YouTube, and we'll see you on the next, everyone on the next Chevelle that we go and get to walk around. Thanks for watching, guys.